Hey, Dan.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Not too bad.
So if it's cool with you, I'm gonna record this.
Yeah, no problem.
How's it going? Have you been happy with the release so far?
Yeah, yeah. I think well. I mean, I'm somewhat detached from it, but from what I hear, it's going well.
Awesome. So one of the things that I really just really caught my ear first was the production of it. There's a lot of things going on, but it all sounds really good. Maybe do you mind just telling me a little bit about how you recorded it?
It was recorded on a 8-track cassette machine originally. Once you know all the bed instruments and vocals, actually everything except the strings, horns, and piano, which were done when we got back from Europe, were recorded on the 8-track.
Awesome. Where did you record it? Or where did you record the 8-track stuff?
The 8-track stuff was done in Karlstad, Sweden. I had like a month just kind of layover between tours. And so our friend Roya let us kick it in our cabin for a month. And
awesome. Is that who the song is? The song named after her?
Yeah. And she sourced all the materials we were going to need, minus the tape machine.
Cool. Is that your tape machine?
Well, we bought it in Copenhagen. It was kind of a strange situation where we were looking for a very specific machine that was most likely going to be very hard to find. And then in the end, the guy who was hosting our Airbnb had one for sale. It was very bizarre. Awesome.
Yeah, that's like really fortuitous.
Yeah, big time.
What kind of tape machine is it?
It was a Yamaha. I'm gonna ask Kenny because I don't remember exactly. Kenny, do you remember what that 8-track was? It's Yamaha, right? Oh, it's like the what is it? MT8. Yeah, that's right. Because I used to use the mini disc version of the same thing.
Awesome.
Which was the MD8. Yeah.
I have a Tascam 388, a little 1/4-inch 8-track.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love recording on tape.
Yeah.
So you don't. Matt told me that you don't fly.
No.
But you tour in Europe, so you take a ship.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's all right.
Are you going to be taking a ship over this fall when you guys tour over there? That's awesome. Is does the whole band go on the ship, or is it mostly just you?
No, it's me and whoever else wants to join.
How long does it take?
7 days.
So do you do a lot of writing and stuff on the ship?
Yeah, I do whatever. I bring supplies to kill the boredom.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. So I really like the song "Modern Pressure," and I guess one question I had is, did you write the song first, or did you have the album title first?
I wrote the song first.
What does "Modern Pressure" mean to you?
I don't really know anymore. It probably made sense at the time, but I'm somewhat distanced from it now.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it means something entirely different than the record in its entirety to me now. Mm-hmm. But at the time, I can't exactly recall.
So do you think that
that was kind of like spread from free verse?
Right. Do you find that a lot of your songs kind of change meaning after they're kind of out in the world and they have a life?
Yeah, well, in a sense, they no longer represent me or belong to me. well, I guess they represent me, but not in my eyes, you know.
Right. Are you kind of already thinking on what's next?
Yeah, that record was made about a year ago, so
right.
There's other things that exist.
Mhm. Yeah, that's cool. So, my favorite song right now is "Ugly Human Heart" Part 1 and 2.
Right on.
How did you decide to? Was that originally one full song and then you divided it in two, or did you?
It was like a long poem. I cut it down to cramming it into 2 songs, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I think it was like it was one track, and I just had 2 vocals for it. You know, it's like the music is identical.
Right. Yeah. I like that drum fill that it kicks off with.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah. That's great. That's really cool. So, I mean, I feel like that kind of thing, it really, it kind of creates a cool sequence and flow when you have that same musical part happen twice within kind of like the first half of the record.
Yeah.
I always like when records have that.
I forget how it's sequenced, but I think the A and B sides start exactly the same.
Yeah. It almost seems like it's like a theme song for the record or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. So you do a lot of visual art as well?
Yeah.
I'm an art handler. That's like my day job. So
cool.
I do a lot of exhibitions and move a lot of paintings and photography and stuff.
That sounds like a pain in the ass a little bit.
Yeah, it's better than like working regular construction or painting.
Yeah, for sure.
I get to see a lot. You got to use
a lot of bubble. You got to use a lot of bubble wrap.
Try not to use as much bubble wrap as I can, you know. But yeah, bubble wrap is not very good for the world.
It's not very good for the world, no.
So have you always made music and visual art kind of in tandem?
Yeah, I guess since like I can remember.
Do you mostly paint or?
I don't know. Painting is a confused medium for me. I guess I technically have some like academic knowledge of it, but I've forgotten most of it, and I don't. I wouldn't say I have great technical skill when it comes to painting. I just kind of do it when it's the right thing to do. But it's not like my favorite medium, but it could become it. You know, I just don't do it enough to really feel confident enough in it to jump at it every day, kind of thing. You know.
Right. Yeah, I noticed you guys played a gallery the other day. Like that guy had some pretty cool stuff with the neon.
Yeah, that guy's name's Thrush Holmes. He's very cool. He I think he's from the same town that I'm from. But he's got his empire. He's really he's got his whole thing going on. It's very impressive.
Yeah, it looked like a really cool show.
Yeah, his space is incredible.
So where are you from exactly?
I'm from Welland, Ontario.
What kind of place is that?
It's like a dead steel town.
Dead steel town.
Pretty typical like Rust Belt type place.
Is that where you are right now?
I live about 11 minutes outside of it.
Okay. Cool. So when do you guys leave for this East Coast run?
I think on the 11th or maybe the 12th.
Okay.
The first show's in Cambridge, but playing a little thing here in Guelph, Ontario, which is kind of like a rally or protest against Nestle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because there's a giant water-sucking plant in Guelph, and, you know, their whole mentality of water is not a human right thing is kind of an issue. So.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. That sounds like it'll be interesting, but probably a good show.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of an in-the-round, folky type situation from what I gather. But really, I don't know much about it. I'm just going to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Do whatever somebody tells me to do.
So, who's going to be playing with you on this tour in Richmond?
It will be Kay Burkle on organ, Matt on bass, my brother on drums, and a new guy, Travis Sargent, on rhythm guitar. And I'll be playing electric lead-ish guitar, I guess.
Cool. So how did you meet Matt?
I met him in the D.C. area at a show. He kind of rolled up on us and, you know, he gave us the "y'all need a bass player" thing, because I guess he was stalking our social media and realized we were touring with that one. And then I guess he charmed Kay while I was somewhere else, and she got his information, and then we sort of, you know, he learned everything he needed to learn, and we picked him up at some festival in Indiana where he was playing with another band. They left, and he stayed the night and like slept in a hospitality tent and left with us in the morning.
Yeah. So he played some pedal steel with me on a little tour back in March. And
right. Okay. Yeah.
we had just met like maybe just a couple weeks before, but he's a great guy. I love Matt.
Yeah, he is a great guy.
Do you have any funny, so obviously a bunch of people in Richmond know Matt. Do you have any funny like tour stories or any funny Matt stories?
Man, I don't, how do I whittle it down? It's kind of like really a great series of events that, you know, build up his character. I can't think of a particular. Hang on. Maybe I'll ask the crew here. Is there any particularly embarrassing story I should say about Matt in this thing? This guy here. I was saying, like, it's really like a collection of characteristics and can't be whittled down to a particular instant, but maybe I'm wrong about that. His hair right now is a pretty good story, yeah.
His hair right now?
Yeah, his hair is crazy right now. But there's got to be something. A particular thing, instance? Yeah, PG's probably best. I just feel like his mother's going to read this. I know. We weren't there for that, but that is kind of the greatest thing. Well, and you showed us that pretty quickly into us knowing you, right? Yeah. So, okay, yeah, that'll do. So I guess kind of in the first couple of days that Matt was riding with us, yeah, I refused to learn his name for the entirety of the first tour, actually. Yeah, until he got called by a credit card debt collector, and he had to say his real name. But he's Roddy to anyone up here. If you say Matt, no one will know who you're talking about.
Right.
But anyway, so he I think within the first couple of days he showed us a picture when we were sort of getting to know him. He's like, y'all want to see what I look like when I was a kid? And it was a picture of a horse painted completely green, and him on it as a kid wearing a full mermaid costume. And that kind of resonates with me still, and I think perfectly describes him.
Yeah, that sounds like Matt.
Yeah.
Or Roddy. I guess.
Have you seen this picture?
No.
Are you familiar with it? No. Oh yeah, you should ask him.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
That's awesome. So how did he get the name Roddy?
I just kind of gave it to him right away. And I don't exactly remember why, but it sort of immediately stuck.
Mhm.
And I just didn't want to know his real name for some reason.
That's funny. So you've been to Richmond a few times, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any memorable Richmond shows or
I would say that every Richmond show's more memorable than most because all of Matt's crew comes out.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the star of the show.
Yeah.
But the first time we played Strange Matter was I loved it.
Yeah, Strange Matter is a great venue.
It's really great.
That's cool. Is there do you have a favorite place to play, like when you go to Europe or in Canada?
Not necessarily. I've never really chosen a favorite place.
Mhm.
Nothing that would be fair to choose as best. I don't think. Everywhere has its charm.
Mhm.
Even when it's pretty much the worst all the way around, it's still fine.
Mhm. Yeah. So I'll just ask
like anything that would have. Yeah, go for it.
So the first time I remember seeing or hearing, actually the first thing that kind of introduced me to you was the album cover for Come Cry With Me. I remember seeing it on like some sort of blog or something, and just being like, the image was really striking, and the colors especially were really cool. And I guess that led me to a rabbit hole of tons of YouTube performance stuff.
Yeah. And
all of them, at least at that time, you were wearing a lot of Western wear, and it was really like striking, to consistently see you wearing like really cool clothes and having this image, which has kind of changed. It has definitely changed over the past, I guess, 5 years or so, probably longer. How does your image kind of relate to the music that you make?
I never really think about it. I don't feel like I ever change my wardrobe. I just have, a cycle of, well, I guess I buy, clothes all the time, but it's always just, I don't know, like right now I'm wearing jeans and a button-up shirt. I feel like that's what I wore all the time. But I mean, yeah, that particular era was quite flashy.
Yeah, I think in a good way.
Yeah, well, I met up with this girl, Wendy Rofi, who makes all these amazing suits, and she made one for me, and we sort of designed it together, and it was a really fun experience, and it was just such a high quality, and it just felt great to wear. I still throw it on occasion.
Mhm. I mean, it seems like you have a lot of fun with clothing.
Yeah, I love clothes. I guess that's why.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm eternally on the hunt for the perfect pair of jeans. Yet to find them. But
yeah, me too. I think it's really tough.
It's kind of impossible. I know that they're going to be orange tabs, and I know that they're going to be bordering on a bell bottom, kind of, like a big flare. But it's really hard to find the perfect fit in a cut like that.
Yeah,
that's my big issue, and it's been over a decade of trying to find these pants. And I think I might be wearing them right now, but you never know what you have. That's the problem.
Yeah, totally. So do you go to a lot of vintage shops and thrift stores and stuff on the road?
Yeah, pretty much like record stores, vintage stores, and bookstores is like the only stops in every town.
Yeah.
Although we're gonna go, our new plan is adding museums to that.
Ooh. Yeah, museums are a good addition to the vintage shops. Usually vintage shops and record stores are pretty close to each other too, which is always good.
Yeah. That's how you meet the cool cats in town anyway.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm sure you've checked out like Steady Sounds here in Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good vintage shop and record store combo. Cool. Well, I guess last question. I was watching an interview with you, and you said that this was maybe 2 years ago, and you said that you're inspired by junk food and TV. Do you think that's still true?
I mean, I was most likely being facetious, but
I figured.
let's go with yeah.
Cool. Any of your latest favorite TV shows or favorite junk food?
Oh, I don't know. I'll eat a chocolate bar on occasion. As far as television, I don't have television. I didn't at the time that I said that either. But I have like a collection of VHS cassettes that I have to cycle through over and over. It's a funny thing having films, especially in that format, because you look at them and more and more nothing kind of kicks out, which is like, I guess, the same situation with people who use like Netflix or something. It's like it seems like a limitless supply of things, and yet you aren't really drawn to anything.
Mhm.
Which I don't know what's behind that, but it could just be too many options.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But
cool.
I think I might start watching 2001: A Space Odyssey every night before going to sleep, because it's the worst movie to watch before going to bed. Like this, it's virtually impossible to sleep through it. Where most films are not going to wake you up once you pass out, but 2001 is kind of like there's like insane like long stretches of just beeping or like really vicious noise all the time, and so you just it's like it makes for a really nice like terrible sleep pattern.
Mhm. Yeah, it sounds like it would be healthy. Cool, man. Well, good luck with everything, and
right
I hope that you guys have a great few shows down to Richmond, and I hope you have a good day.
Right on, you too. Looking forward to seeing you there.
Cool. Thanks for talking to me.
No problem.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.